So, I have 32 strength at this stage in the game, which is insane. I haven't been putting... Normally, what you want to do is... you want vitality and endurance for almost every character. And then you pick an offensive stat, right? But I was just obsessed with wielding the heaviest weapons.
Yeah, yeah. Were you trying to do something you hadn't done before, or what?
Well, I don't know. I just like, just being stupid, I guess.
It was like a fucking Tim the Toolman Taylor moment. You were wanting to strap like a ridiculously large engine on like a riding mower.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you pick up these weapons, it's like, you know, Dragon King, Great Axe, and you're like, oh man, I want to do that. And then you finally get to the point where you're swinging a heavy weapon, but you have to use both hands. But of course, life with a shield is so much easier. So then I want enough strength so I can wield these weapons with one hand.
Yeah. I feel like I need to stop making references to to Home Improvement now. Like, I feel like the time has come for me to not do that anymore.
Are you worried that people aren't going to get it, or do you just think
I'm certain that people aren't going to get it. Like, well, I mean, some will, of course, but then, like, you know, anyone born after what? What would you say? 1990?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably have no fucking clue.
Well, I made a Mr. Ed joke on one of our recent Minecraft vids, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, see, so I've put so many points into strength that I can wield this gigantic mass of iron with just...
Which looks like it just makes you so easy to stab in the throat. Like you just swing and miss, and then you're fucked.
That's a problem. Yeah. Can be.
Like I can see you losing that axe, like to the concrete. Like in combat, when you panic and you swing it and you miss, gets lodged in some concrete, and then you're like, fuck it, and you run and leave your axe behind. Now you're getting chased with your own axe. I could see that happening. The two-handed weapons have always been kind of a bummer for me. Like, I don't like them. I didn't like them when I played Skyrim. I don't like them in any game, really, because they seem to slow you down considerably.
Yeah. PvP can be kind of difficult when you have such a heavy weapon, because a lot of the other players will zip in there with these really fast yet still very hard-hitting weapons.
Yeah, I've always been like, you know, the couple of short swords or daggers kind of dude. Like, they just like bombard you with fucking attacks, and usually when you use smaller weapons, your defense is a little better too. However, when you make contact,
yeah,
it is felt. That's the exchange most of the time.
Yeah, you just have to really pick your moment.
So when is the fucking last time we recorded?
A long time ago.
Like shit, was it?
People have gotten geometrically stupider though. Have you seen this thing about the astronaut with the shirt?
No, not a clue. No.
Okay, they had this recent thing where they landed a spacecraft on a comet, right?
Oh yeah, I did hear some people joking about that, but I had no idea what they were talking about.
This guy has this guy on the live stream when he's talking to this reporter had this shirt, and it was like fantasy art with women, right? In like leather dresses and firing guns and shit, like you'd see on the cover of like Heavy Metal magazine or something.
Sure.
And of course, it caused this shit storm, and you had all these reporters saying, "Oh well, that shirt demeans 50% of the planet."
Fine, thanks to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, the shirt was made by a woman. It was made by a female artist and gifted to him.
Well, don't you see? She's included in the people that it demeans. She demeaned herself. She's just too stupid to get it, I guess.
I guess so.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. People are goddamn retarded, but yeah.
And everyone was talking about the shirt, and not the groundbreaking fucking scientific achievement. I mean, the media has become so anti-intellectual, it is just pathetic.
You know, I've been meaning to talk about this before, but like, the demeaning thing, like, at what point, and this is what I can't figure out, at what point does finding women attractive demean them?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, where does that start? What is the line? Like I don't fucking get it. Like I've never understood that um women like men find and it's the same thing with like the word objectify. Like
Yeah,
at what point am I attracted to a woman and then that morphs into me objectifying her? When does that happen? What do I have to do to make her
yeah,
objectified? Right? Like I really don't know what that is. Like I've never looked at a woman as a microwave. Like I
yeah.
know the fucking difference between her and a bread tie. Like when have I ever looked at a human being as a thing? And how do you know that's what I'm doing? And why do you choose to define it that way? It's just weird. Like I really don't fucking get that thing. That I don't know. Like at what point am I objectifying a woman? Like yeah, I mean, if you take what people have said in the past like into account, then you have to consider that it might be the moment you find them attractive, right? Like the moment you're attracted to a
Hmm.
female, then you're objectifying her, which is just such a fucking bizarre, inaccurate, fucking stupid point of view. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
it escapes me. I don't understand what it
Well,
is.
and the idea that 50% of the planet are offended by this. I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure 50% of the planet aren't even aware that he's wearing the goddamn shirt. I'm sure they have
Yeah,
other things to do, like herd fucking goats, when you're talking about 50% of the planet worldwide, for Christ's sake.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then,
Yeah, I mean,
who the fuck elects these fucking SJWs to speak on the behalf of all women in the first fucking place? A
right.
woman made the goddamn shirt.
Yeah, the answer to that question is no one.
Yeah,
And they would rather you fuck off, probably, and stop speaking for them. Because isn't it more demeaning for somebody to speak for you
mm,
and like form opinions for you based on the fact that you have a vagina? Isn't that a little bit more demeaning? Like, I
yeah,
would be really incredibly pissed if some retard with a dick was like speaking on in my defense for something that A, I didn't feel like I needed to be defended for, and B, I didn't even know happened, and see who the fuck are you and what are your credentials and why are you speaking for me?
yeah.
You know, I mean, none of it fucking adds up to me at all, for
What?
me at all,
Yeah,
at
and
all.
the other thing is, it just portrays women as being so feeble and frail. I mean, you should have seen some of the over-the-top shit that these reporters and bloggers were writing. They were saying, well, this is one of the reasons why there aren't more women in the STEM fields. And I thought, are you fucking shitting me? Are you gonna tell me that there's like a young lady who's on her way to college. Her whole life, she wanted to be some kind of astronaut, astrophysicist, work with space technology, and she saw a guy with a shirt that looked like it was made by Boris Vallejo, and said, "Oh well, I guess I'm not welcome there. I'll just fucking cancel my lifelong dream." I mean, I'm sorry
Yeah,
if women are
which,
that
yep,
fucking stupid, then they don't deserve to work in the fucking space
which
industry.
by
But we
the
both
way,
know that they're fucking not.
of course they're not. And by the way, a woman that's set in her who's that convicted to do something, nah, she doesn't give a fuck about a t-shirt. She's too smart. She's too
Yeah,
smart to give a fuck about someone's shirt. She's got bigger fish to fry. And she probably will be successful because she won't be fucking preoccupied with whining about dumb shit like that. I mean, successful people don't fucking sit around whining about t-shirts.
yeah,
They just don't. They don't have time. They can't be bothered. They've got shit to do. Get out of my way. Hey, nice shirt. You're in my way. Fuck off.
yeah.
You know?
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, I thought the whole point was like, you had women saying, okay, I'm going to blaze a trail by succeeding in an environment where I, suspect or know it's hostile. But now it's manufacturing dissent all the way. And I'm sorry, back down. You see, that guy needs to plan another space mission to grab these fucking loony reporters and bloggers and bring them back to Earth from whatever fucking planet they're living on. Because here on Earth, women I know are just as quick to tell a dirty joke, just as quick to think about sex, just as quick to engage in behavior that would be considered objectification
right.
as the men are. So it's just so stupid. As a matter of fact, I would think that in a lot of cases, men, like if you have a co-ed group, the men are less likely to be the first to crack a sexual joke because they're worried about appearances. But then, like, a girl will say something, make some kind of crack some kind of a sex joke or a fart joke, and then the guys will say, "Oh, okay, so they're cool with it. We can, you know."
Well, I've had similar conversations like this with women that I know, and the general consensus is I didn't appoint that girl to speak for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why she feels like because we have the same biology, that's all the credentials that are required.
Half the people who are getting upset about it were men. I mean, I'm telling you, male feminists are a sign of the end times. They are some of the dumbest, most reactionary people. You talk to them about what women want and what's damaging to women, and you think, has this person ever fucking met a woman?
Yeah, and the answer is the probably no, not really.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, like on Twitter, we found that guy, Nice Warm Dump, and from his Twitter, I found the Twitters of like 3 different female Twitter artists, or what, and they are every bit as vulgar and crude as he was, and they're great.
Oh yeah, dude, they're fucking hilarious. Yeah.
And the thing is, you were saying, well, where does the line of objectification start? I mean, I always thought that the line was in a very sensible place. If you make a comment towards someone and they say, that's enough, stop, then that's it. That was where the line was, with a real flesh and blood person.
Well, that's where the line is when you start to harass someone.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about that word, objectify. That's a weird word to use for me. Like, I don't understand how, like, even if I'm being a fucking complete douche and I'm just harassing you, I'm still probably not objectifying you. I'm just a douche. And I don't have any fucking boundaries, and I'm a social retard.
Yeah.
At that point, the answer is fucking, I don't know, bust out the pepper spray. Whatever. But generally, just finding a woman attractive, like, even like, let's talk about like video games, just as an example, or comic books even, which is often brought up. Right, which is, okay, a woman is designed to be extra attractive to males, to a male audience. What's the fucking problem? Like, I really don't understand how that's an objectification, that people find women attractive. Like, I mean, what do I just stand back in awe of how fucking horrible that is? Like, I don't get it. I really don't understand that fucking
Well, there was this bookstore owned by this couple near where I live now, and they sold books of every kind. They were enthusiasts of books in general, but their bread and butter, like their staple, of this used bookstore was these kind of trashy romance novels, right?
Yeah.
So it's like married women come in and buy, these books and then, sell them back, pawn them back, and they've got on the cover these like ripped guys with these, impossible.
Right, those are the funniest fucking covers ever.
Yeah, it's like, so you got these, middle-aged women who come in and want to fantasize about a man who is superior to their husband in every way, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
By the way,
and if you see someone, if you see a woman with one of those like in her purse, or like it falls out, you don't say, well, clearly you just have no ability to respect men in your everyday life, because you have this. It's just so fucking stupid. Nobody ever makes that connection. Women are always portrayed as these meek, little delicate flowers who are terrified of their own sexuality. Right, and that is just not a realistic portrayal at all.
Fuck, no, it's not. And if you go into, by the way, if you go into life thinking that's what women are, you're fucked. You are fucking doomed. I'm here to tell you, you are dead. You're fucking dead. I mean, because none of the women I know live up to the kind of woman that these feminist activists think need them to be represented and defended and taken care of. Like, none of the fucking women I know even know who the fuck these people are, let alone would be on board to be defended by these retards. And I mean, holy shit! Like, if you really think that of women, you're fucking doomed.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fucking eaten alive.
I mean, how many times? I can't count the number of times like I've been with other, you know, girls or women my age at different stages in life, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, don't let out any kind of lecherous thought or behavior. Watch out for any kind of a Freudian slip. Don't let them know that you think about sex. And then I remember one time I had like this, I had brought as for lunch like this half of a baguette, and it was wrapped in plastic. And this girl comes over and she starts pulling the plastic off, and she's like, "Look, I'm taking the condom off," and it made me laugh. And it just, if a guy makes the same joke, she wouldn't have gotten offended. Any what I would consider real women wouldn't get offended, unless they're like old ladies, and maybe not even then.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe, especially if you're from where I'm from. Like, the old ladies where I'm from just simply don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you can make
exactly.
a joke like that. Yeah.
But I mean, but in this little bubble that these reporters live in, and that these SJWs live in, a man expressing any kind of sexuality in any context is automatically a criminal offense. And it doesn't just annoy people in the vicinity. Oh no, it is an atrocity that victimizes 50% of the world's population.
Right.
I mean, it's like, okay, somewhere in fucking North Africa, there's this woman like herding goats, and she just feels this tingle, and she's like, "What? I feel something." You know, somehow she fucking knows. She doesn't
I mean, she really relates to that blog she read.
Yeah, well, she doesn't have access to the internet or any electronic device, and she can't read, and she wouldn't, and she doesn't understand English, so she wouldn't even if she'd heard it. But she just knows somehow. She just feels this yoke of oppression because this guy wore a fucking Hawaiian stuff. You know what? But here's what really pisses me off. Is the guy backed down and he actually cried when he was confronted, when his tearful apology. I thought, oh, okay, fuck, this guy lost all respect. Lost all. If it had been me, I would have gone back to the woman who made me the shirt, and I said, "I'll pay you to make me a matching pair of pants."
Yeah.
With like the exact same fucking artwork on it, and then I would have come back with shirt and pants with the. And the thing is, the thing about SJWs is they'll go ahead and tell bald-faced lies. This one reporter said, "Well, you know, you have naked women on your shirt." The women were not nude, okay? They weren't naked. They were just like in leather dresses and you know, just not even that suggestive. It's not like they weren't naked. It wasn't like his shirt had a woman with a cock in her fucking mouth. Okay, it was just like, you know, fantasy art that bordered on the realm of erotica.
God damn it. Yeah, dude. I mean, the double standards are like you're talking about with the romance novels and shit like that. But what I wanted to mention about that though is, I remember when, like, you know, a few years back, like when I was a bit younger, and I would see that kind of shit, like the ripped dude who's like, you know, with the beautiful woman, and he's just like unreasonably fit and in shape and good looking. Like, my thought was never automatically, without any interference, like, you know, like all these people that have this like bullshit agenda, they're obviously just sort of indoctrinated into that kind of thinking. But when I saw that kind of shit, my first reaction was never, how dare they pressure me?
Yeah.
Right? It was never like, how dare society pressure me to look a certain way? Never felt that. I just was like, maybe I should just like get to fucking work because I look like shit.
Yeah.
Right? And it was, okay, why? And you know, you go through the thought process, okay, why is that dude on the cover of this book? And then I go, well, because a lot of women who read and buy these books enjoy that look.
Yeah.
Okay. So that a lot of women enjoy it. So I could, A, complain about how they're pressuring and objectifying me as a person and how they're offending 50% of the planet with their expectations as males, right? To look a certain way. Or I could, like, I don't know, try to look a little better, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, that was always my feeling, was like, I could look a little better. Like if I just did instead of like if every time I wanted to open a bag of Doritos, I just did sit-ups instead,
Yeah.
I'd probably look a little better, right?
Yeah.
And it's that sort of that's always kind of been my thing.